either way. It hangs in the balance. And I think more importantly, the first hour will count. If the first hour goes in favor of Bangladesh bowlers, then they'll be thinking of how to go and win the series 2-0. If it doesn't, if somehow the batters from Pakistan hold on to their nerves and don't lose too many wickets in the first hour, then we've seen that. Once the shine gets off the new ball, the batting gets easier. So that would be their goal. But Bangladesh will be eyeing to make early inroads and get a new batter in on a consistent basis. If that happens, then certainly.
But the problem with the Pakistani batters, they haven't been able to handle the spinners of Bangladeshi lineup. You know, they've been getting out against the spinners on a pitch like this. So yes, he's right. You know, you have to survive for an hour. Make sure you negate any chances of wickets to the Bangladeshi seamers. But the biggest problem is the spinners. How to deal with them? This is the question they have to answer.
Let's get to the individuals. As an opener, I'm asking you, I mean, if you're not in form, you've already hit rock bottom, you can't go further down. You go on the way up. Abdullah Shafiq lost his wicket yesterday. Once again, a clear example of desperation to get back on board.
See, we spoke about this. You know, when his upper body falls, he's off by the ball, and not the first time he's been dismissed in a similar fashion. You know why this is happening? Because Pakistan has been changing coaches frequently, and when you actually talk to different coaches, they have different theories, and in the process a player gets confused, and that is what happening with Abdullah Shafiq at the moment. Somebody has to give him the right advice and tell him, you know, what's wrong with his batting technique. He's a good enough player to make a strong comeback.
Well, let's have a look at the pitch. What can the Bangladesh bowling unit extract out of the surface on day 4?
Yeah, day 4 of the test match, and all eyes will be on this morning's session. It is going to be a big one, and it has been a fantastic wicket so far. A real good contest between bat and ball. And one of the reasons for that is that you can see these little indentations that came from the first morning when there was so much moisture. Those have hardened up, and now the ball is just seeming likely, which is why Pakistan will have their work cut out. But one of the big worrying factors is the way that they played spin. They were tentative. Shan Masood, Babar Azam not getting forward nor back and getting trapped by the brilliance of Mehdi Miraz and, of course, Shakib Al Hasan. So that's an area they'll need to work on. In contrast, Bangladesh were outstanding, weren't they? Litton Das and Miraz himself playing the spin so well. They were down the wicket, they were getting to the ball on the full, and then they were coming back really deep. So something that you've got to look at when you're playing spin, and I think it's so important, is you don't want to get trapped in between. So when you're going forward, you want to be right forward, playing the ball under your eyes, and at the same time, get right back onto your stump. You see the best players doing that, and that's why they're able to maneuver the ball onto the leg side and the off side, and when it's full, they come down and they can dominate. And that's going to be a really key factor for Pakistan today, because Miraz and Shakib, well, they've been chief destroyers. They've taken a lot of wickets, so a huge day for Pakistan to set up this match. They'll want to play well.
I'll quickly bring you, Arthur, regarding spin attack comparison, the two bowlers from Pakistan and from, let's say, Mehdi and Abrar. What's the marked difference that Mehdi's been getting wickets and Abrar was really searching for them yesterday?
Well, if you look at the type of bowlers they are, the kind of experience both have. Abrar relatively new to Test cricket. Mehdi Hasan is a genuine all-rounder. He's turning out to be a genuine all-rounder. He's a wicket taker. He scores runs, and he has that belief. He's a right-arm off spinner. He's a finger spinner. And Abrar, he's got the wrist spinner, bowling from the top of the hand. That's a big difference. And experience counts so much, because even on good batting surfaces, Mehdi Hasan Miraj has already delivered the goods with the ball, and he'll be expected to do it one more time. It'll be a much bigger challenge. If they survive the first over, much bigger challenge for Pakistan, how to deal with not only Mehdi Hasan Miraj, what about Shakib Al Hasan?
So
to answer your question, let me tell you what Mehdi Hasan Miraj is doing. What he's doing is he's bowling attacking lengths. He's bowling just outside the off stump. If the ball turns back to the stumps, inside edge comes into play. If the ball holds his line, there is a chance of taking the ball to the slips, and that's where he's making the difference. He is exploiting the pitch very well. And when you talk about Shan Masood, you know, the problem I've seen with the Pakistani batters, you know, even before the ball is delivered, they commit themselves on the front foot. And from there, they don't really go back. And that was the problem. You know, instead of moving back and deal with that delivery, Shan Masood opened his body and miss the ball completely. And similar is the problem with Babar Azam. He commits on the front foot, and when he goes back, he doesn't use his back leg. He just brings his front leg back, and that's where he has problems with when he's dealing with the leg spinners. And that's where the coaches, they need to give them the right, first thing as a batter you need to do is to create a bit of doubt in the spinner's mind. You try and play him off the back foot and ask him to bowl fuller. Once you get that, you can drive the ball, on-drive the ball, you can attack the bowler. But the thing is, at the moment, I feel the Pakistani batters are feeling a lot of pressure. I don't know why, but they are under pressure.
Okay.
Just a quick word is I think it's all about line and length. It's all about consistency from both the spinners, because they've attacked the stumps and they force the batter to play each and every delivery. Hardly a bad delivery to score runs. So that's how they build up the pressure.
Okay. All right. Let's take a short break. When we come back, let's talk about what can we expect on day 4 and how can Pakistan survive. Welcome back once again to the Pitchside Studio. Now, talking about Pakistan, yesterday they had some positives coming their way. The first session surely went to Pakistan with some very good new ball bowling by Khurram Shahzad and Mir Hamza. 6 for 90 for Khurram Shahzad. And if you really look at the difference, what Khurram was bowling in that first test and what he got to bowl here, I think the difference is he got the new ball here.
That's what we spoke about in the previous test match. When you play 4 fast bowlers who are so used to bowling with a new ball, they struggle. When you give them their first spell, they definitely struggle with the older ball. And that's what we saw. He was at home bowling with the new ball, and he made the difference. There is no doubt about it. But again, we lacked a specialized bowler who could actually bowl with the in this test match. 26 for 6, and then you allowed the opposition to get with that total.
When you have 26 for 6 and then almost similar to that 70 odd for 6 at lunch, what do you feel really went wrong with the Pakistan bowling where Liton Das and Mehdi were able to capitalize?
I think the ball stopped swinging and seaming. Once the ball loses its shine, things get difficult for the bowlers. If you don't maintain a good line and length, runs will be scored, and that's exactly what they did. see the new ball off because Litton came in the 10th, 11th over. And the very next delivery, Mehdi Hasan Miraj walked in. So 26 for 6 in the 12th over. So their idea was to go and survive earlier on. Once the shine got off, once the ball stopped swinging and seaming, there were runs to be made. And at the same time, the seamers, the bowlers, did not